All right, welcome back. It's a beautiful day here in the garden. It's after work, sun's getting ready to set soon, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get out and do a little early garden tour, see what's going on. We planted a bunch of stuff the other week, so I'll show you how everything's doing. So let's go. All right, I thought we'd work our way up towards the large beds. So we'll start back here where we had our cabbages planted, and they're looking great. We had a hard frost last night, but cabbages don't mind that. These guys are looking real good. Small still, but they'll start picking up steam. This is a bunch of spinach we planted, and as I was saying, with that American spinach, as you can see, this one, he bolted, so he's donezo. But the rest of them look pretty good. They're starting to put on some good growth. More cabbage over here. And look at this Napa. Haven't successfully grown Napa yet. Tried a slow bolt variety this year, and he's looking awesome. So we'll see. Hopefully he does some stuff. This Jersey cabbage is looking a little sad. Like I said, we had a hard frost last night. These guys are usually pretty good with that, though. So I think he'll bounce back. Over here, carrots and garlic. Garlic's looking awesome. This should be ready like mid-summer. And these carrots, I mean, they're still growing, so I'm hoping I get a nice harvest. And if I do, then I'll be overwintering carrots for sure going forward. More garlic, more carrots, and then some more spinach over here. And I have to get these covered because they're gonna get leaf miner sooner than later, so that's on my agenda. And then over here, this is our onion bed. Looking sad still, but they're green and they're putting on growth, so not too shabby. Trying my best not to get distracted with weeding things. These are all our scallions though. They look awesome. They're coming in real nice. They didn't care about the temperatures last night at all. Bok choy, looking good. More carrots. And then these are our leeks. Like I said, I've really become a fan of growing leeks. They're expensive in the store and they're easier to grow than onions so far for me. So tons of them in here. I multi-sowed, so we'll kind of zoom in here. You can see there's about, probably too many here. There's probably like 7 or 8 here. I'll probably thin them out as they get larger, but lots of leeks coming in. They look real strong, liking that. Okay, over in this bed, we got our celery with our little critter cages. Celery again, very frost tolerant, looking great. Got 4 of them. That'll be enough, honestly, because it just keeps growing even when you harvest it. Nothing planted in this section yet. We got our flat leaf parsley over here. Looks awesome. Looked bitter this morning though. Chives doing great, and then our peas over there. And yeah, these got damaged already too. Like I said, I gotta cover these if I really want them, but the birds just come in, and I don't know if you can see, but they just start nipping at them. And I saw over here in this bed, the birds already had their way pretty good. I think this guy's all bent over, but they might rebound. Over here, the potatoes did not like the frost though, so it's just the very top growth. I think they'll be all right. I haven't had this happen before though, where the frost killed off the top growth. They're pretty resilient though, thinking they'll bounce back. Probably will mount some soil on top of them and pretend like it never happened. Carrots looking good. Now we get to play that fun game of weed or carrot when I go through and thin everything. So normally you can tell with the carrots, like already, they're really like kind of like frondy in a way, like kind of like this. This is actually an old carrot seed, I would say. So they came in pretty nicely, pretty surprised. It's always kind of hit or miss with carrots. You got to really keep them watered in really good. Over here, more damage from the frost. Hopefully that's the last one for the year though. We can move on. But you see there's still green growth down in there. So it's just the top. They'll be okay. Beets looking good. Looking forward to those coming in. More chives, didn't move them after all, kept them where they were. These are the spring blush. I believe it's Spring Blush variety of pea. And look at them, they're doing better than all the other ones by far. Birds haven't messed with them too much. They're climbing. The leaves are cool, like a variegated, and they got like the red dimple at the bottom. And when they flower, they're really cool looking too. So maybe give them a shot if you never tried before. Turnips coming in good. Little frost damage, but they're pretty resilient. They'll be fine. Radish, same deal, looking good though. Gonna get a harvest sooner than later. Germination wasn't great, but now they're growing, they're looking all right, so no worries. Lots of dill, more dill than I could ever need. I don't know what I was thinking. I always end up planting everything, and I don't need to do that, but we got the 2 smaller dwarf varieties, and then the mammoth dill. You can see they've already started to take off. Let me come around this other side over here. Look at these guys, that's a lot of new growth for him. Looking good, no damage either. And then our curly parsley, still pretty small. Parsley just takes a long time. You just gotta be patient with it. It's super resilient though. It's, you know, frost hardy. It'll last all season. You'll be having parsley until December, January in this zone, 7A, southeastern Pennsylvania. And then the herbs, looking kind of sad, but really happy about this. Wasn't so sure the tarragon was going to bounce back. If you remember from a few weeks ago, this was what was left of it. But look at that, don't give up. He's doing his thing. He's going to be a really healthy plant this season. Healthier than the start that I bought a year ago, for sure. Thyme's making a comeback. Thyme always gets beat up in the winter. I'm not really sure why. It's a Mediterranean herb, so they really just don't like this climate. And the oregano, this is alive, but man, it ain't looking too hot in the middle here. Just a lot of no growth. It's all to the side here. So, I mean, it's still alive. So what I'll probably do is if this doesn't bounce back this year, I'll just chop some of this out and replant it and just cut out this older dead stuff. It's probably just old. I've had that like 3 or 4 years. I'll be picking up rosemary from a nursery nearby. They sell it for like $3. I'm planting him there again. So that's his home. He doesn't know it yet though. Over here, marjoram, lemon thyme looking good. And then this oregano obviously looks amazing. He came back with thunder. So I already could do a huge harvest and start drying him again. And the sage, like I said, he's so spindly looking, but in the middle, look at all this new growth. This is gonna get all filled out. So I cut out all the dead stuff earlier this season, and even this older stuff is putting on new growth. So sage is a cool plant. So he'll be really huge by middle of the summer, I would say. So that's a little bit of what we have going on here. I'll show you an update in the shop in a minute here of all the peppers and tomatoes and everything else we have going on. Still haven't gotten around to potting up the marigolds, but soon, when I have time. Like I say, don't stress yourself out. It's supposed to be fun. But everything's doing really good besides the potatoes. Let's not talk about them. They'll bounce back and we'll forget this ever happened. All right, so let's go to the shop and see what we have going on in there. All right, here we are in the shop, and everything's looking really good and healthy. I turned the fan off here, but we have air blowing on them at all times here. I have this stand-up fan. It clicks on in the morning when the lights go on and clicks off at night. The Kochiana is still looking good, and I'm sorry, it's hard to get a good camera angle here with the grow lights on, but looking really healthy, really cool. Peppers looking great still too. Putting on some decent growth. Like I had said when potting up, they look tiny, but they get big fast. And here's a tomato, he's looking good too. And we got our basils and artichokes. There's our eggplant here. So I was a little worried about him, but he's putting on growth too. He's got that little tiny middle leaf coming up. He'll do stuff. And then over here, this is the bulk of our tomatoes, and they all look really, really good, really healthy. A couple more weeks they'll be out in the soil and they'll be even happier. Here's the bulk of our pepper plants, and they look great over here. This guy's real tall. And then down here, we got fennel, calendula. Let me pull the tray out so we can see it a little bit better. Don't mind the mess in here. Yeah, calendula looking great. Going to start hardening them off soon with the fennel. And these are all our lettuces. They came up good. I thinned them out the other day. Lettuce is super easy. If you eat a lot of salads, you got to be growing your own lettuce. It's so easy. And here's all the flowers I'm neglecting. Sorry, guys. But they still look really healthy. So I got our dahlias there, all the different marigolds, and I really got to get to that this week. Because I want to start hardening off the salicum and get them out in the garden. They could really go out right now, so I just got to harden them off. So everything looks great in here. I got some stuff to sow this week. And pot up those flowers, but otherwise everything's pretty tidy in the garden, and looking forward to some more of this good weather. So hope you're having a great week. Get out there and garden. It's time to garden.